This is Aaron Pico from Bellator, and you're listening to Vibe 105.
Vibe Talks. Vibe Talks. More than just music.
Hey everybody, this is Giancarlo Aulino reporting for Vibe 105 with a Sports VIBEtalks segment where we're going to be going into Bellator today, talking all things Bellator MMA. To help me out, I'm happy to be joined by my guest. He's one of Bellator's fastest rising stars in the featherweight division. He's Aaron Pico. Aaron, how you doing?
I'm good. Everything is going well. I feel great. So I'm happy to do this. Let's have some fun.
Yeah, for sure. And Aaron, just to start off at Bellator 271, you're going to be taking on Justin Gonzalez there. You're the 5th ranked featherweight in Bellator, taking on the 8th ranked guy. He was impressive in his debut there in Bellator. Have you been able to watch any of his other performances, and what have you noticed out of him?
Yeah, I've watched a lot of his fights. My coaches and I have watched a lot of film study on him. Just a tough guy, very good cardio, looks to get in the clinch a lot, looks for a lot of overhand rights and right kicks, and just going into detail. But no, I watched his last fight a lot of, maybe 5-10 times, honestly, a lot of times, and I think that he lost his last fight. I don't know. He's just a tough guy. That's all I can explain to him. People have been asking me, why are you fighting a guy lower than you? This is the fight that Bellator and my manager proposed to me, and I said, of course, I'll take it. So I'm a fighter. That's what I do, is fight, and I don't really pick who I go in the cage with. So just another day for me, and gotta stay calm and just go out there and do my job.
And how's your training been? Because you've been really active, especially during the pandemic. Has your training ramped up as you take a fight, or did you experience some downtime after your last fight?
Yeah, I took some downtime after my last fight. I just let my body heal, spent some time with my family, got a lot of things ready in the house because my wife and I had our son in July. So we got the house and got everything in order. But I'm always training. I'm training all year round. I enjoy being in the gym. It's my life. And training camp is gone well. Nothing too crazy. I think training camp is just very, very simple for me. Listen to the coaches. Listen to your body. Do what they say, and give as much effort as you possibly can. Study your opponent, and make sure, rule number 1, just don't get hurt.
Oh, for definitely there. And your last fight too was one where we saw some mixture there. You got the submission win. Usually we saw that big flashy knockout. How proud of you to get that submission over Aiden Lee?
I'm excited. I was really happy. I love grappling. I love jiu-jitsu. I put a lot of time into it. So, and that's my background, is wrestling. I could take anybody down in the world, and just being able to have submissions and attacks from everywhere is a good thing to have in your arsenal. So I feel like I've grown a lot since the last fight, and that's very, very exciting for me, because I've worked on a lot of things with the coaches. Last fight was, people are like, oh, it was a great performance, but for me, I felt like it wasn't the best performance. You look how many times I took him down, how many times he got up. And Greg Jackson really was not happy about that. So we've been working on a lot of things about holding people down. And when I take somebody down, they don't get up. So I have a lot of things to showcase. I feel like I haven't even shown my full potential. So that's really exciting for me.
Yeah. For those just joining us here on Vibe 105, this is Giancarlo Aulino with a Sports VIBEtalks segment with Bellator featherweight Aaron Pico. And Aaron, you mentioned something interesting there, just talking with Greg Jackson and maybe what he thought about your performance. So with yourself, you're so well-rounded in all areas. So what's a typical training day like for you? Are you focusing more on one area, or are you just focusing on anything just to get yourself prepared?
Yeah, well, to be honest with you, we work everything. That's one thing that we have. We have a lot of great coaches at JW, is that grappling, I pretty much grapple 3 or 4. Honestly, I grapple 4 or 5 times a week. I strike about 3 times a week. I do strength and conditioning twice a week. One-on-ones with Greg about 3 times a week. And then I spar twice a week. So I pretty much have full day. Every day is pretty much I have a full plate. And Yeah, we work a lot. Basically, I'm do my things in the morning, do what I have to do with the horses, and then I'm pretty much gone and back home, eating, resting, back at the gym. So, I there's a lot to be learned in this game. You know, like I always say, that you got to be training in MMA. There's not really any downtime. There's guys in Dagestan that are training. There's guys in all over the world that are training year, all around the year. So I keep that in the back of my head. There's kids just not worried about anything else other than getting better. So that really motivates me and keeps me sharp.
Yeah, and like just speaking on learning, like your debut was at lightweight, and obviously it didn't go the way you wanted to, but you've learned so much since then, and we noticed like a big improvement in your game. What did you learn from your debut that you've taken as you've gone along, and like what would advice would you give to yourself in your debut?
Well, one, I'd probably say don't fight at 155. Don't fight Zach Freeman. Just take my time. But to be honest with you, I don't even remember anything really from the debut. It just was, everything was happening so fast, and I was just way in over my head. You know, I was way in over my head. Not He was a better fighter than me. He was better skilled, better everything. I was very new to the game. Listen, a lot of people, like, I'm the greatest. They say I'm the greatest prospect of all time, you know. But I had my boxing fights. I had my pancration. But I didn't really have any amateur MMA fights. And obviously, I'm a good wrestler. But MMA is a whole different beast. And I've learned that the hard way, and it's made me who I am today. So, if I could tell myself anything, I'll probably just slow my roll, and you want the fighter to say, man, I feel I can beat anybody in the world. But then you also need the manager, you need the trainers to say, listen, take your time. Just take your time, especially when you're 20 years old. There's really no rush. There's no rush. Fight guys that have the same fights as you, same experience, and get some experience under your belt. So that's what I tell every fighter that is young is, hey, just take your time. And if you feel that you're not ready to fight that guy, then speak up. Say, hey, listen, I don't feel I'm ready to fight that guy. And I tell guys at the gym all the time, it doesn't make you a less of a man or less scared. You'll fight anybody in the world, but you have to, early on in your career as a young fighter, it's very, very crucial to just do things the right way. It's like training a horse that is very, very young. Every day, every training session, every big moment it's crucial in their development. It's crucial in their training. It's for their mind. And, you know, like starting a horse, if you do it the wrong way, it leads, you know, some horses never recover mentally from it. And luckily for me, I was strong. I was able to recover and get my bearings under me and figure out this game. But I have a good team now, good manager, great coaches. So I'm in a good spot.
Yeah, I just mentioned it. It's great to have that great support system like you have. And in your camp, like, who are some of the fighters that have worked with you the most in this last fight?
Yeah, well, we have a good group of guys, tough young up and comers at JW that haven't really made it to the big show yet, but definitely gonna start making some noise. And but that's the biggest thing at JW is we have a lot of good coaching. You know, obviously Greg Jackson. Winkle John, Brandon Gibson, my jiu-jitsu coach, Professor Tusa. And there's a guy, Coach Joey Villasenor, who fought in Strikeforce and is probably one of the best coaches in MMA. I think he's got a good eye for fighting and the ground control. And so, yeah, we have good coaches there.
Once again, for those just joining us here on Vibe 105, this is Giancarlo Aulino being joined by Aaron Pico. And Aaron, just a couple final questions here. Like you mentioned there, maybe 155 wasn't the best place for you earlier in your career. Now at featherweight, you seem to establish yourself. Is it a tough weight cut for you to make it to 145, or has it been fairly comfortable so far?
No, to be honest with you, I make it very, very easily. I have a good nutritionist, a good strength and conditioning coach, Sam Calavita at the training lab, who manages all my my food, and then my wife does all the cooking. So I make it very, very easy. To be at 155, I always laugh at myself. It's like so crazy to think about because I am like probably a very small 155er. I'm very small. I make 145 easily. And I'll be a featherweight for a very, very long time. I don't really see myself going up to 155 anytime soon. Maybe later in my career, but it's not a drastic weight cut at all. So people will even say, oh, maybe try to make 135. And hell no, I ain't never going to make 135. I'm a perfect featherweight, and I feel strong. I feel fast. And yeah, I don't see myself going up to 155 anytime soon.
Is that like a misconception? Because a lot of guys, maybe to get the slightest advantage, their body might be suited for 170 and they cut so much to make 155 and it depletes themselves. Like, have you noticed that misconception with a lot of guys that if you fight at your regular weight, you might have a longer career?
I think so. I think it's smart. One, I think it's smart to go to a good nutritionist, get your body fat, do all the analysis on your body and see what is the best weight for you. And go from there. You can go see, nutritionists and things like that and really figure out what is best for your body. Because at the end of the day, yeah, it's very, very important to cut weight and it's part of the job, but you also don't want to take it to an extreme where it's having, I've seen some guys have long-term effects early on in their age. And I don't want to be that guy. So I take it very, very serious. All my stuff is, watch what I put in my body and that, because there is a life after fighting. I want to be able to live a good life. This sport is grueling on the body. I want to minimize, all the, all the bad things that happen and walk away as healthy as possible.
Yeah. And before we wrap up here, I'm sure if you win this fight, it's going to put you in the mix there because you're already the top 5. Adam Borics is a guy who that was your last loss. Is he a guy you're targeting if you get past Justin Gonzalez?
100%. I want to fight Adam Borics again. But I want to fight anybody. What am I ranked? I don't even, number 5, right?
Yeah, number 5.
Number 5. I want to fight anybody above me, whether it be Emmanuel Sanchez, Mads Burnell, Adam Borics. I don't even know who else is. To be honest with you, I don't really look at the rankings. Like I said, I just asked you. I don't even know what I'm ranked because I don't really focus on that. All I'm really focused on is getting better. I know I will be champion. I know the time will come. I just want to be prepared for it. I don't really get too fixated on the rankings. But back to your question, yeah, I do want to fight Adam Borics. Absolutely. He knows I'm coming. His team knows I'm coming. He's surrounded by a very, very good team, but they know that they got very, very lucky in that fight. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I got to get through this guy. I'm not counting this guy out. I respect him a lot. This is a big moment for him, so I know he's bringing the heat. So let's go. Definitely
looking forward to that. Well, Aaron, how can we follow you on social media and be up to date with everything you're doing?
Yeah, just follow me at Aaron Pico USA on Instagram and Twitter. And just watch what I do for all the updates. I just train, ride my horse. So if you're into horses and MMA, it's the page for you. But I appreciate all the support, guys, and make sure you guys tune in November 12th.
Yeah, definitely. Highly recommend that follow. Aaron, I'd like to thank you for sharing your time and coming on here on Vibe 105, and I wish you all the best in your upcoming fight.
Thank you. Appreciate it.